Hello. Today we're going to be doing this off-the-shoulder maxi dress. Now, if you notice here at the top, we have this sort of a wide horizontal band, okay? And it's striped with black. Here we can see there is a lot of gathering going on. And here you have these sort of sleeves that drop. They're called like bishop sleeves, balloon sleeves. There's sort of a balloon here out to the end, and they don't reach up to the wrist. So these are things that you have to note. And we have a sort of a draping going on. It's flowy, the dress. Here at the hemline, we have again this black strip of material. So this is a pretty simple dress to do. But if you really want it to look maybe like this picture, I got it from Pinterest. You can try to come up with practically the same color, texture, and then you really try to go for the details. So let's get started. So I'm going to check to see if her arms, maybe they can be lowered a little. So I'm going to go up here and to click under my avatar here. And here there's the option for the skeleton. We click on that and the skeleton frame comes up. We click once and here we have the gizmo, and I'm gonna just lower the arm a little bit. So this blue highlighted circle, we drag on this to lower the arm. Here, the other one, I'm gonna do the same. And we can just go back up here to our top left, click on avatar and click on skeleton to deselect. Now, in the object browser, I have already prepared my fabrics. I've prepared my fabrics. This fabric one here, it's the fabric for the dress and the sleeves. So I'm going to name it. So what you do is you just click on here, fabric one, and you just, when it's highlighted, I'm going to put dress and the sleeves. Now, the others are pretty much labeled. This one, I prepared it for the hem and the band that goes across here horizontally, and this one too. Now, each of these fabrics, there are different properties, but if you've seen my previous videos, I also talk about the properties of fabrics, so you can check that out. Now we're going to go up to the rectangular tool here, and we're going to draw out more or less here the band. So this band, I'm going to in the beginning, just gonna use the default fabric. So I'm going to, from here in the object browser, just gonna drag and drop default fabric. So I'm going to use that for now. And then after we'll just put the appropriate fabrics onto the pattern pieces. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste. So we click on the select move tool. We click here and we do Control C, Control V, and that's copy and pasting. Okay, so here's the other pattern piece. Now we have to make sure, okay, if cloth thickness is selected, then you don't really understand. You can't understand where is the right side and the wrong side. So I'm going to take it off so you can understand. So I'm going to place this at the back here. And you see this is the wrong side here. So I'm just going to right click and just flip it orientationally. Now we can segment sew. And we simulate. Okay, so we check it out. It's off the shoulder. If, for example, you like it in a particular way, if it's too long, too short, or not too high, then you can adjust it accordingly. But for now, I think it's okay. Now, let's go up here again to where our add point tool is, because what we want to do is we want to put the points where the sleeves go and the main panel of the dress. So we can add a point here, and in this 2D window, we select the edit pattern tool and we see it's 10.10, 10.10. We're going to add another point here, right click, and we want 10.10. And we'll do the same for this. Okay. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to go to our rectangular tool here, and we're going to add our panel here in the middle. Now, the panel has to be sewn on to this part here and this part here. So because in the photo you saw there's a lot of gathering going on here and here, in the front, that is, because I only showed you the front of the photo, and I assume it'll be also gathered at the back. We're going to make the width of the panel wider than this width. So let's draw it out. Okay, so let's start segment sewing, and we're going to simulate, try to understand. Okay, I think that's for now, I think it's good. Remember, we haven't put our particle distance. We have to reduce the particle distance, and when we do that, it's going to bring out even more detail. So we can more or less try to understand if this front part, if it looks good or not. Let's check out the length. I think we can make it a bit longer. Click on the edit pattern tool, and we could just, either in the 2D or 3D window, we pull it down. We click here, and you can pull it, I think up to here it's fine. Now, another thing you can do to achieve some flare and drape for this panel is we can go up to the fullness point here. We click on it, click on fullness point, and what we can do is we sort of a slash and spread in order to get to obtain more fabric. So there's going to be more volume. So it works like this. Here you left click, you come down here, you left click. Now, if you just shift the mouse to the right or the left, you'll see that there are these highlighted areas. What you do is wherever you want the extra fabric, you need to left click and drag. So I want some extra fabric here, and then I want some extra fabric here. So here I have a lot more fabric. Simulate. And here you see it's much more voluminous. So you can play around with this, and it really helps a lot because you get a lot of fabrics in the middle without having to make the pattern piece wider. Now here already what we can do is clean up some points here. You see the point here and one here. So we go to our edit pattern tool. So we can click on this point, hold down shift, click on the other one, right click, and we could just convert them to curve points. Simulate, and everything's fine. Now, here's what we can do is we can have a symmetric pattern or even a copy. If you're satisfied with this, we can copy and paste or symmetric pattern. A symmetric pattern, of course, whatever you do on one, it would reflect on the other. So we can click on the select move tool, click on this, and we can have a symmetric pattern here. So here you see, if you look in your 3D window, the symmetric pattern, here it is. We can move it to the front, turn, move it to the back. Here, this is the wrong side, right click, and we can flip orientationally. Select our segment sewing tool and we begin sewing this to this. Okay. And we simulate. So now we've simulated, you see how it starts sagging here? It sags because this is a lot of fabric. We've added volume. Now let's continue and we'll talk about that later on. So here, let's continue and we're going to just segment sew here, the sides. Okay. This one and this one. And we simulate. So if you've noticed here, there is a problem because this front here, it's flipped. It is flipped. So what we can do here is this. We can take off the symmetric editing or remove the linked editing by selecting both because they're both linked. And what happened is when I flipped one, the back pattern, the front one also flipped. So we can just, when you have this problem, it's good that these problems come up. You select both patterns, right click, remove linked editing. So now they're not linked anymore. If you click on one pattern piece, that's it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to click on this pattern piece. We've already, where is it? Selected it, this one. And we're going to right click and we're going to flip it orientationally. So here we flipped it to the proper side. To double check, you simulate and everything's good. Now let's go on to the sleeves now. Now for the sleeves, we need to draw out a rectangular pattern. So we're going to go up to our rectangle tool. And we're going to draw something like this. Let's see how it works. With our select move tool, we can click on it and we can sort of move it towards the arm or move it in place like that. Click on it again and let's work with this gizmo. And yeah, more or less like this. Now we want gathers here and gathers here, and we need gathers also down here. So what we can do is we can make it a bit wider. Now, an important thing to note is that here there is a division. Okay, there is this one and the back and the front. So what we can easily do, we can easily sew it on using the free sewing tool, or you can go up here and just add a midpoint here. We can right click and a uniform split. Okay, you split it into two segments, 1, 2. So here you select your sewing tool. Let's sort of move it in place a little bit. Select your sewing tool. Okay, you sew this part. Okay. And then you sew this part. Let's see. Here, it's a problem. So what we can do is we can either Control Z to undo, that is, we can undo it and do it again and make sure it's done right this time. Okay. And we simulate. So we've simulated and take off simulation with the segment sewing tool always selected. We can just sew here the sides and we simulate again. So here, this is the sleeve here. Now, up here, we really don't have a lot of gathering going on. So we can make it wider by selecting the edit pattern tool, selecting these points and just dragging them out like that. Okay, so now it's better. And when we apply the some particle distance, lower particle distance, we'll be able to see these gathers even better. Now, let's talk about the cuff because in the photo, the cuff didn't reach all the way down to the wrist. It was like almost 3/4, like up here. Now, the cuff, you can do it, you can do a lot of things. You can either create the cuff and then sew it onto this, or you can create the cuff from this. So let's create the cuff from this one. Let's make it this a bit even because it looks a little, well, here, let's do like this a bit. Let's put it like that because we didn't really calculate. Okay. So what you do is you select the edit pattern tool, select this line, not select the line, you select the add point tool, excuse me. And we can right click and we choose for the line 3. Okay, and then we do it over here too, 3. Good. Get the pen tool and we're going to draw a line. And then to the edit pattern tool and we're going to cut and sew. So what we've created is the cuff, okay, piece of the cuff here. And this is a separate pattern piece. Choose our select tool, select the cuff, double click in the center, and we're going to reduce it, okay? We're going to make it narrower, like a real cuff, like this. So we simulate and let's take a look in the 3D window. We're going to reduce it, double click, reduce it even a little more, make it narrower. Simulate. Okay, this is better. Just a little more and that's it. So here we have it. Now, if you want this sleeve to be even, to be shaped, or to really have this really even a more voluminous effect, you can always use the slash and spread tool. We can try it. let's let's get the slash and spread. Oh, here it is. And we can try. Let's just I'm gonna move this down a bit here. And we could go here. We can just do like this. And we go here. It doesn't have to be equal, like this. And we simulate. Let's see how that looks. Okay. So it's really ballooned out. Another thing you can do if you want really, want it ballooned out some more, you can always use this pressure property here. You can do that. And another thing you can do is you can try to shape it. You can shape it, for example, with the edit arc tool or the edit curve tool. We can try, select the edit curve tool, and we can try shaping these lines, see what happens. Something like that. And then you can go here and try shaping it like that too. So shape like this and simulate, see what happens. So it's like a little slimmer up here and it's bigger down here. So if you're satisfied with this, with the sleeve, we can just create the symmetry of the sleeve and the cuff and put it over here. So we're going to select both pattern pieces, right click. No, with the select move tool selected first, we select both pattern pieces, we right click and we do the symmetric pattern. Here we're going to move it closer to the avatar. Let's just select the cuff because it's going somewhere else here. Okay, let's line it up here. Okay, good. And now it's time to segment sew. Okay, let me try to understand what's going on here. Okay, that's good. And we simulate. So here we have it. Here, if you want the cuffs, like if you want the sleeve, the seam cinched at the bottom, you could sort of hide it like that. You just pull up the cuffs a little more like this. Or you can just adjust them accordingly so that they're they're not as high. We can do like this. We can click on our edit pattern tool here. And if you think it's really too much, you just bring it down a bit, this line. Let's put like that. Okay, just like that. So now they're thinner, much thinner. Now, we spoke about the fact that this was sagging at the back. And we have to apply these materials. Now, the materials for the top, they're going to be they're stronger, more resistant. For example, this one here for the band at the top, I wrote band. They are stronger than this one or these. These are lighter. So we can begin applying the material. But before we do this, we have to we have to draw some lines here. Okay. We select our add point tool, right click, and we're gonna put 3 here. And here again, here we're gonna do 3, 3, and right click, 3 again. And we're gonna do the same for the other one. So now we're going to select the pen tool and draw. We're going to draw these internal lines. Okay, here there is a problem. It's not good. This one we can delete this point. Okay, let's go again because that's not wasn't not 3. Right click, 3. Okay, that's better. Select the pen tool, double click. Okay, and then we do the same for these. And I think there is a problem over here too. So what we're going to do is select the edit pattern tool, select the point, right click, just delete the point. Select the add point tool, right click, we want it 3 centimeters. Okay. So I think everything's okay. To double check these, you just select the edit pattern tool, click on the line, you'll see 3. Here, yes, the problem is here. This is 3 and this is 3. So let's fix this problem again. Okay. Add point. Let's go again. 3. Okay. And I think this time it's okay. For real. Okay, the pen tool. Select our edit pattern tool. Right click, cut and sew. Right click, cut and sew. Of course, the easy way to do it is you select the internal line, hold down shift, select again, right click and cut and sew. Okay, so you do the lines like that. Let's simulate to make sure things are okay here. Yes. Now, I didn't want to make this top part symmetric because sometimes I run into problems when I make everything symmetric, and it's as though the mirrored sewing and there is a tangling of the threads when I simulate, okay? And it's come from how sometimes this sewing, how it's all connected. So here I really only wanted to copy and paste this top part, and the others instead they're symmetric symmetric patterns. So sometimes if you run into problems, this could be, maybe it's this. This is the software sometimes can create these problems. Anyway, let's go ahead and we can start applying fabrics. And we can apply them in different ways. We can drag and drop, we can select, we can assign, we can do a lot of things. So here's what we're going to, the ones for the dress and sleeves, we're going to start assigning those. So the sleeves without the cuffs, I'm going to select, I'm going to hold on shift, and I'm going to select the, oh, let's see, I'm going to just move this away from here. Okay, let's do that, the band. And I'm going to move these cuffs away. I'm just going to put them right here. I'm just going to select this, the sleeves, the dress, and here is the material. I'm going to drag and drop. And here in the 3D window. Okay. Now, of course, there's one thing we forgot, the hem. We have to do that part. Okay, we'll do it later on. Then here, for example, the band, this we can select 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can just, here's a thing. Okay, we drag and drop, and here everything's fine. Then this part 2, this material is reinforced. So we'll select 1, 2, and we're going to just drag and drop here. Okay, and this is good. Now, before we go any further, we're going to apply this, the black stripe to the hem. So select our edit pattern tool, and we just select these points because we don't want them to get in the way. They're not necessary, all these points. We just convert them to curve points. Let's sort of move one pattern here and the other one there. Now we're going to go to our add point tool, and we can, let's see, let's 4 centimeters. Okay, and here we're going to do 4. Same for here, 4, and the same for here, 4. Take our pen tool, and we're going to just go like that. Now, we could also add a symmetry here. It's okay, no problem. I'm going to Control Z and just go back. Go to our Select Move tool, select this one, hold on Shift, select this pattern piece, right click, and okay. There isn't the symmetry because maybe there's something different here. Okay, there may be the points. Let's try to add symmetry. Let's go back and get rid of these points by Control Z. Control Z, we're going backwards. Now let's go again with the Select Move tool selected. Select the pattern piece, hold on Shift, select the other one, right click, and here it's not giving me a symmetry option. And maybe because I did something maybe different to the other pattern piece, something slightly different. Okay, no problem. Let's just go manually. So let's go back to the add point. Right click, we're going to do 4, we said. Here, 4, 4, 4. Okay. Now we're going to get our pen tool. And here, we'll go here again to the pen tool. Now we're going to get our edit curve tool, and we can do the edit arc because the edit arc just curves the line in a uniform way like this. You could have done it with the other tool too. Okay, like this. And then we're going to curve this one too. More or less like this. Okay. Now go to our select move, our edit pattern tool, that is. Right click. And we're going to cut and sew. And here, cut and sew. So these 2 pattern pieces, select move tool because we need to select the pieces. Hold on Shift, select again. And the hem here, we'll put it here. Adjust here the internal lines. Now, let's simulate and we try to pull this up a bit here. Okay, pull it up like that. Go up as much as possible. Yes, okay, that's better. It's not sagging as much anymore because this material it's a stiffer material. But at the same time, the idea is it has to be off the shoulder like that. So you can try to adjust here, pull it down a little like that, maybe a little bit like that. Okay, let's see. Okay, yes, that looks more or less, that's better, much better. Now let's add some particle distance. And we're going to be adding particle distance. Oh, we forgot the cuffs. And here the cuffs, we can use this one here. We can make the cuffs a little stiffer. So we're going to use this material for the cuffs. Let's select them. Okay, and here are the cuffs. The material was applied. Now, the color of the material, I think I'm gonna just make it just slightly darker. And then we'll apply the particle distance. Let's do that first. So we're gonna click here in the object browser, click on the material for the dress and sleeves, and we go down here to the color right here. Click on that, and not that, of course, but something that's just a slightly darker. Yes, slightly like that. I think it's good enough. Dress and sleeves, the band we can, yes, okay. Color, let's do a thing like this and do again. Let's sort of match the colors. I think we're okay. And okay, that one is okay. It looks a little darker, but we're going to leave it like this. Now, for the particle distance here, now we're going to put 10. So what we can do is here, this part up here has a 20 particle distance. But we're going to be putting 10 for here, the sleeves and the dress itself, the big panels, because you want to see some detail. So first I'm going to put it to 10 and then we're going to try 5 and hope that the computer doesn't crash. 10, and I'm going to simulate. Okay, yes. Okay, so far so good. Okay. Now we can try 5. See what happens. Oh, unfortunately, I don't like this. It just doesn't match up. So I'm going to just change the color a little. Okay. Okay. Okay, like that's good enough, I think. So now we want to add 5. We're going to put 5 for the particle distance. We select the pattern pieces and let's go down all the way to 5. And we simulate. Okay, good. I'm going to put 3D so we can understand a little better what's going on here. And here she is. This is the finished garment.